Every season, a handful of players take a leap forward, not because of random variance, but because the underlying skills finally align with opportunity, health, and role. Identifying those players before the surface level breakout happens is one of the most important parts of player evaluation. This video is part 2 of a 2-part breakout players series looking ahead to the 2026 season. In part 1, I focused on 5 pitchers whose underlying metrics suggest that they're poised to take the next step. In this video, the focus shifts to the offensive side, as I break down 5 hitters who I believe have legitimate breakout potential heading into 2026. Rather than relying on traditional stats, this series is built around things like quality of contact, batted ball profile, plate discipline, and positional value. Some of these players are already productive, while others have only flashed in smaller samples, but in all 5 cases, the data points to increased production in 2026. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, I'd recommend checking that out after this video. For now, let's start with a hitter whose numbers already look strong, and whose underlying metrics suggest that there may be even more coming. If we focus strictly on outcome-based statistics, Ben Rice had already a strong sophomore season in 2025. Across 530 plate appearances, he slashed .255, .337, .449 with 26 home runs, a .358 WOBA, and a .133 WRC+. Given his struggles in a small sample during his rookie season, it's reasonable to argue that 2025 was Rice's breakout year. However, even with a strong season already on the books, Rice's underlying metrics suggest something more. He may be one of the best hitters in baseball, not just a solid everyday first baseman. Among qualified hitters, Rice's .396 xWOBA ranked 8th in MLB and was the highest of any first baseman. Notably, he also underperformed his xWOBA by one of the largest margins in the league, ranking 8th in xWOBA underperformance. That gap is especially striking given the quality of his contact. Rice's high xWOBA is a product of elite quality of contact metrics. Rice had an average exit velocity of 93.3 miles per hour, placing him in the 95th percentile, a 92nd percentile barrel rate of 15.4%, and a hard hit rate of 56.1%, placing him in the 97th percentile. In addition to having elite quality of contact metrics, Rice's batted ball distribution further supports an even higher offensive ceiling. In 2025, his pulled air ball rate set at an excellent 25.2%, ranking 26th in MLB. Pulled fly balls are among the most damaging batted ball outcomes in baseball. As StatCast data from 2022 to 2024 shows, while pulled air balls accounted for just 17.5% of all batted balls, they were responsible for 66% of home runs and produced a .733 WOBA. By comparison, non-pulled air balls yielded just a .353 WOBA. Importantly, xWOBA does not account for spray direction, meaning Rice's strong pull air ball rate likely caused xWOBA to underestimate his true expected production in 2025. The rest of Rice's batted ball profile is similarly favorable. His 24.9% line drive rate was slightly above league average, while his ground ball rate sat 4.4 percentage points below average and his fly ball rate was 4.5 percentage points above. In 2025, ground ball rate had a statistically significant negative relationship with WOBA, while fly ball rate showed a statistically significant positive relationship. Rice also pairs his batted ball quality with solid plate discipline. His 18.9% strikeout rate ranked him in the 65th percentile, and his 9.3% walk rate was comfortably above league average, giving him a well-rounded offensive profile with no glaring weaknesses. The primary driver of Rice's xWOBA underperformance in 2025 was BABIP. While the league average BABIP set at .291, Rice's was just .271, 20 points lower, despite elite contact quality, a strong batted ball mix, and above-average strikeout and walk rates. Given those inputs, it's difficult to argue that his level of BABIP suppression is sustainable. One potential concern is Rice's platoon splits. Against right-handed pitching, he was excellent, slashing .269, .356, .504 with a .371 WOBA and a .141 WRC+. Against lefties in a smaller 119 plate appearance sample, he posted a .316 WOBA and a .104 WRC+. That gap could matter if he sees increased exposure to left-handing pitching. However, Rice showed meaningful improvement against lefties compared to 2024, and given the broader evidence that he was unlucky overall in 2025, additional reps against left-handers shouldn't meaningfully undermine his breakout outlook. After an already strong 2025, the data points to another step forward. In 2026, Rice has a clear path to move from a very good platoon first baseman to one of the best first basemen in all of baseball. After being called up to the majors in July, Colson Montgomery made an immediate impact in a relatively small sample. Across his first 71 big league games, he slashed .239, .311, and .529, good for a .355 WOBA and a .129 WRC+, strong production from a rookie shortstop. Before diving into what makes Montgomery so valuable, it's important to acknowledge the clear weakness in his profile, his swing and miss tendency. In 2025, his chase rate, whiff rate, and swinging strike rate were all elevated, culminating in a 29.2% strikeout rate, roughly 7 percentage points above league average. That level of swing and miss introduces volatility and places a natural cap on his batting average and on-base percentage. That concern is counterbalanced by how damaging Montgomery is when he does make contact. His .475 WOBAcon, a stat that considers WOBA only on batted balls, ranked 13th among hitters with at least 200 plate appearances, placing him firmly among one of the league's most dangerous bats on contact. This is primarily due to Montgomery's quality of contact metrics and batted ball profile. While Montgomery's average exit velocity was slightly below league average and his hard hit rate was only modestly above it, his 14.5% barrel rate was exceptional, more than double the league average. He also excelled at pulling the ball in the air, posting a 27.2% pulled air rate that ranked 20th in MLB among hitters with at least 200 plate appearances. As discussed previously, pulled air balls are one of the most reliable drivers of home run and extra base hit production. Unsurprisingly, that combination translated directly into elite power output. Montgomery's 7.9% home run rate ranked 7th in baseball, while his .290 isolated power placed him 9th. Few players in the league converted contact into power as efficiently as Montgomery did in 2025. This blend of elite power and elevated swing and miss is closely tied to Montgomery's bat speed. His average bat speed of 77 miles per hour tied him for 11th in MLB with Aaron Judge among players with at least 200 swings. Bat speed is strongly correlated with both damage per swing and whiff rate. It widens the distribution of outcomes, producing more home runs but also more strikeouts. What makes Montgomery's profile especially intriguing is his position. This type of high barrel, high whiff offensive profile is far more typical of a corner outfielder or first baseman. Montgomery, however, plays shortstop, and he does it well. In just over 502 innings at the position in 2025, he recorded 6 outs above average, tying him for 8th among all shortstops. That level of defense at a premium position meaningfully elevates his overall value. While the strikeout rate remains a legitimate concern, Montgomery's elite barrel rate, strong pulled air tendencies, and above-average defense at shortstop more than compensates for the swing and miss tendency. If given a full season in 2026, it's entirely plausible that Montgomery emerges as a 35-plus home run hitter while continuing to provide positive defensive value at one of the most demanding positions on the field. In just 55 games in 2025, Jacob Marcy made an immediate impact, slashing .292, .363, .478, with a .363 WOBA and a .133 WRC+. While the sample was small, the drivers behind that production were clear: elite plate discipline and elite bat-to-ball skills. Marcy consistently avoided chasing pitches and made frequent contact when attacking the zone. His 19.9% chase rate was 8.5 percentage points better than the league average, while his 87.3% zone contact rate exceeded the league average by 5.1 percentage points. Among hitters with at least 200 plate appearances, his 7.3% swinging strike rate ranked 50th out of 348 players. Simply put, Marcy rarely expands the zone, and when he gets a hittable pitch, he puts the ball in play at an above-average rate. The primary area of concern in Marcy's offensive profile is his contact quality. In 2025, his average exit velocity, barrel rate, and hard hit rate all sat below league average. That said, other elements of his contact quality help mitigate some of that concern. Marcy's launch angle sweet spot rate was an excellent 38.9%, ranking 39th among 327 hitters with at least 150 batted ball events. Sweet spot rate captures how often a hitter makes contact at an optimal vertical angle, between 8 and 32 degrees, typically producing line drives and productive fly balls. Supporting that, Marcy posted a 27.2% line drive rate, 2.5 percentage points above league average. Marcy also adds value outside the batter's box. Defensively, he showed promise as an above-average center fielder, recording 4 outs above average in just 475 innings. His arm strength measured at 88.1 miles per hour, placing him in the 75th percentile. While the defensive metrics come from a limited sample, Marcy also passed the eye test, and sustaining average or better defense at a premium position like center field would meaningfully raise his overall value. On the bases, Marcy brings additional upside. His sprint speed of 28.1 feet per second ranked in the 68th percentile, and he stole 14 bases in just 55 games, a pace of roughly 41 steals over a full season. However, he was caught stealing 6 times, resulting in a 70% success rate. Improving his selectivity and efficiency on the base paths will be important, but the raw ingredients for above-average stolen base production are clearly present. While there are legitimate areas for improvement, most notably his contact quality, Marcy flashed a diverse skill set in 2025. His plate discipline, contact ability, defensive value, and speed provide a strong foundation. If he builds on that small but encouraging sample, Marcy is well positioned to take a meaningful step forward and emerge as a breakout player in the upcoming season. Since making his MLB debut with the Blue Jays in 2022, Gabriel Moreno has been a solid offensive catcher. Across 316 career games, he slashed .281, .349, .404, good for a .324 WOBA and a .109 WRC+. While that production is comfortably above average for the position, it hasn't quite reached true impact territory. Injuries have also remained a recurring concern. In 2025, Moreno appeared poised for the long-anticipated breakout before a hairline fracture in his right index finger sidelined him for more than 2 months, limiting him to just 83 games. Even in that abbreviated season, he produced a .340 WOBA and a .117 WRC+, while accumulating 2.7 Fangraphs WAR, strong output that hinted at a higher ceiling over a full workload. More encouraging than his surface-level results were the underlying changes in Moreno's offensive profile. His quality of contact improved meaningfully, as both his barrel rate and hard hit rate reached career highs while he maintained an above-average exit velocity. Moreno also posted an excellent 39.8% launch angle sweet spot rate, 6.5 percentage points above league average, which showed up in his elevated 28.8% line drive rate. Paired with those gains, Moreno continued to excel in plate discipline. His whiff rate, chase rate, and strikeout rate all sat below league average, while his walk rate remained above average. Beyond his bat, Moreno's defensive value remains elite. Despite missing significant time in 2025, he still ranked among the league's best catchers defensively, recording 5 blocks above average, tied for 10th, and 6 framing runs, placing him 7th in MLB. Those contributions helped him post a fielding run value of 8, placing him in the 90th percentile across all players and 7th among catchers even in a shortened season. Ultimately, the primary factor that will determine Moreno's value in 2026 is health. When on the field, he remains one of the best defensive catchers in baseball, anchored by elite framing. Offensively, his strong plate discipline and contact skills are now paired with tangible improvements in contact quality. If Moreno can stay healthy over a full season, he has a very real path to finishing as a top 5 catcher in all of baseball. Sal Stewart logged just 58 plate appearances after being called up to the major leagues in August 31st of last season, but the offensive results in that extremely small sample were eye-opening. He posted a .354 WOBA alongside an even more impressive .401 xWOBA, driven by elite quality of contact metrics. Stewart averaged 95.4 miles per hour in exit velocity, paired with a 17.5% barrel rate and a 52.5% hard hit rate. He also showed a power-friendly batted ball profile, pulling 30% of his fly balls, which was 13.3 percentage points above league average. While those numbers were undeniably impressive, the sample size is far too small to draw firm conclusions on its own. Fortunately, Stewart's 2025 minor league performance tells a very similar story. Across 494 plate appearances between AA and AAA, he slashed .309, .383, .524, good for a .413 WOBA and a .152 WRC+. Importantly, his plate discipline in the minors was far more stable, as evidenced by a 6.3% K- walk rate, well below what he showed in his brief MLB stint. His AAA StatCast data further reinforces the profile, with quality of contact metrics that consistently ranked in the top decile. Defensively, Stewart's long-term home appears to be first base rather than third. With Ke'Bryan Hayes on the roster, Stewart is expected to spend most of his time at first base or designated hitter. While he played primarily third base in the minors, he was effectively learning first base on the fly after his late season call-up. Stewart has spent much of this offseason addressing the positional change, noting in an interview that he's lost at least 25 pounds and spent the winter getting in better shape. Entering 2026, he'll benefit from both improved conditioning and a full offseason to grow comfortable at first base. Taken together, there's plenty of reasons for optimism heading into 2026. Across both the minors and his brief MLB appearance, Stewart consistently demonstrated elite contact quality. Although his strikeout rate and walk rates were poor in a tiny major league sample, his 2025 minor league track record suggests that improved plate discipline at the MLB level is a realistic expectation. While it's unreasonable to project Stewart to match his minor league production outright, the underlying indicators point to meaningful upside. Even if his defensive value is limited by positional considerations, Stewart's bat gives him a clear path to impact. If his contact quality translates over a full season, Stewart could be one of the most dangerous rookie hitters in the National League and a legitimate contender for the NL Rookie of the Year award in 2026. Breakouts don't happen in a vacuum. They're usually the result of skills that have already shown up in the underlying data but haven't yet been fully reflected in outcome-based statistics. Across these 5 hitters, the common thread is that the underlying indicators are stronger than the surface-level results suggest. Ben Rice's contact quality points to another offensive tier. Colson Montgomery brings rare power to a premium defensive position. Jacob Marcy's disciplined contact ability and athleticism give him a high floor with room to grow. Gabriel Moreno pairs elite defense with real offensive gains if he stays healthy. And Sal Stewart's bat gives him a clear path to immediate impact if his minor league production carries over. If even a portion of those indicators carry forward into 2026, it wouldn't be surprising to see multiple hitters from this group take a meaningful step forward. In that case, they won't just be breakout players, they'll be impact contributors at their positions. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. It would really help the channel continue to grow. Thank you, and see you again next video.